Yo. Alright, we're back for more Jurassic Park. So this is the Super Nintendo version. This is one that was new to me last year, and honestly, I am sad I missed out on this growing up. There is two versions of the game. There is the version 0 and the version 1. We use the speedrun, or for the speedrun, we use the version 0 as we have less hitboxes in these dinosaurs. Go ahead and fire it up.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Sorry about that. I did not do a very good countdown there. My bad. So, one little fun fact of this game is the lives and continues are infinite. They don't really matter. All they do is send us back to where we last either exited a door or touched a motion detector. So I'm going to be using a lot of different death warps throughout this run, usually inside of a building. So we are going completely off sequence for what the game expects you to do. We are going to go and grab some cards from the Raptor pen first. This would be Ian Malcolm's and someone else's I can never remember because I'm usually dead by the time I get the card. So I don't remember it anymore. But we are going to avoid killing as many of these dinosaurs as possible because they're going to be our friends on the way back. I might die already. Yep. Alright. Again, no big deal because, hey, we're right back outside. I gotta go down. Down, I say. And, by the way, they did an amazing job on the elevator music in this thing. Like, if you can ever envision what elevator music should sound like, it is exactly what you're hearing here. So one thing about the differences between version 0 and version 1, aside from where it was made, is the hitboxes in the first person parts are much smaller, so we don't have to kill our way through a lot of these dinosaurs now. Trying to wiggle to try and avoid some damage. Nope, did not get lucky enough for that. I am going to get rid of that one. Grab the health. I'm going to be grabbing a bit more safeties in here. Again, I can't see the best with the suit on, but hey, that's why we're having fun, right? So I'm going to intentionally take some damage along the way here. A little bit more than I normally do. There are two ways around this. We're going to take the fastest one. And let this raptor say hello for a second. And we got a lucky friend. That Dilophosaur does not always show up. Robert Muldoon's card is this one. Gotcha. I forgot where his was. I'm sure Dave is making some jokes at my expense, which is totally acceptable and totally expected. So right here, we're going to go grab Ian Malcolm's card. After taking a little saliva there from the Dilophosaur. And say, yeet, we're done. Okay. This part is a little bit tricky. Again, this is hard to see, but I'm going to try to line up the end of the line of the radar with the edge of the bank and jump. Oh, no. I was not left enough, but that is a, like, I want to say about 3 or 4 pixel window to make of a jump. I'm too far to the left now. That might be it. I swear. Come on. Well, I had to continue. Oh no, whatever will I do? All it does is give me lives back again. Alright. That's too far down. That's too far down. There we go. So that saves us a few seconds if we make the jump the first time. But now we are heading to the ship while we collect the couple of eggs that are hanging around the mountain first. Musical tasters, anybody? So the one egg on top of the mountain is up here. This should be the only time we really have to come up here, as the other route around the mountain is slightly faster. We will come back down that route one more time, though, because we're going to want to take some damage when we go back to the ship for the third and final time, hopefully. Alright. So we want to get rid of that Dilophosaur by getting rid of the corpse completely, so we don't have to keep jumping over it, because, yes, we are going to be walking by it another 5 times. And that body does not disappear otherwise. Some of the overworld dinosaurs do not respawn. The indoor dinosaurs never respawn, but raptors will always respawn in their spots. Dilophosaurs sometimes do. Compies sometimes do. Alright, now we are at the ship, and we're going to do a little bit of a bridge jump because we don't want to wait on that. Alright, we are in the first trip to the ship. What we're going to do here is clear out the first 2 floors that we have access to of dinosaurs while collecting Dr. Wu's card. So we're going to need that to be able to get Security 1, or at least access to the computer that gives us Security 1. And give me back or get rid of the worst weapon in the game, please. Those gas canisters are a joke. If you kill a dinosaur with them in the first-person part, they actually don't die. They are still alive. Thanks, game. You give us... That's the only secondary weapon in here. So, you know, in the one area you need to kill every dinosaur, you're going to give me a weapon that doesn't kill a dinosaur. Thanks. The tranks do work, which are the shotgun tranks. But we're also going to be using the shotgun for other purposes, because there is a small glitch we use in this game. You are behind me. How dare you? That was unexpected. The dinosaur caught me by surprise, caught me from behind. I usually see him hanging around the left side of the door. That time he was hanging out by the health pack that I was going to try and grab. So we need to make sure every dinosaur is cleared from this floor. So when we go to the visitor center for the second time, we are able to skip the requirement to go back to the ship an additional time. That's where I was expecting you at, jerk dino. So the lovely 15 frame per second first person areas are some of the hardest things to deal with in the speedrun, as we have a if you're not squared up on the doors very well, it's very hard to make your way through them. Alright, I'm going to use that to tag you on the way there. I do not want to waste my bolus ammo, because we need to do a little trick on the final dinosaur of the second stage. I missed my timer, and it's very hard for me to just kind of hit my timer because I was using my controller for my or for the NES run, and it's kind of hard for me to do a quick adjustment on with the suit on. But right here, we're going to go down one floor. We don't want to go down two because we don't really have access to much yet because of key cards and security 1. But we do have full access to this area. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of all the dinosaurs. Use the bumper. There we go. Alright, we got plenty of ammo left. Nice. Plenty of health. We are coming up on the last 3 dinosaurs. And we're going to kill 2 of them immediately. So this unlucky victim here, well, I guess I don't get to die at the mercy of the respawn. I was a little bit too slow on the shotgun round. But no big deal. We go to the next floor and say hello to some raptor friends. Screw the time. Screw the timer. There's dinos to kill. Indeed. So we need to go say hello to a little friend here who's going to send us back to the front of the ship. Not the fastest way, but next time. Next time. Alright. So we're going to jump there so we don't collide with the raptor's dead body. And yes, the rocks are one-hit kills. Try not to get to the left side of that staircase. It's a one trip back. Yes, yes. And on a marathon. My kiddo has arrived. My Tetris fanatic kiddo. Gotcha. Still feeling a little ill. Gotcha, gotcha. Yes, my oldest kiddo is a Tetris fanatic and collector. Yep. Alright, so taking a hit is no big deal again. We actually do want to have a little bit of damage to help us get through another death warp a little bit quicker. So now we're finally hitting the actual objectives of the game. Now that we've got Dr. Wu's card, we're going to go turn on the power finally. But there was a dinosaur we skipped on the first floor of the ship because honestly, it's in a room that's way too far out of the way. And strangely enough, if we kill a dinosaur, a specific one, somewhere else, it also kills it. Say hello to its tied friend. Now we don't have to worry about that other dinosaur. Imagine that Ocean released good games. Well, honestly, I think they did really, really good with the Jurassic Park games. I may be biased, but they did really well for silence you. My kids like, you may be extremely biased. I'm like, yep, yep, yep. So now we got Gennaro's card and a one-way ticket back out. Let's go now that we have the fun time of getting the power back on. But we're still not going to the visitor center because there's more cards to be had. Oops. Around whatever quarter till 6 was. Actually, a little bit more than that. Yep. But that's also why I got a nice little cushy footpad. Probably cannot hear the conversation from the kiddo as I'm on my headset. So they were saying they don't know how I could be standing for that long. It's like, yeah, it just happens. Alright, so we got one more egg down here that we got to collect. We're going through this lovely, lovely little tree maze. And why am I shooting that? I don't shoot that. I shoot it now. Here we go. Now the jumping in this one is not nearly as fun or profitable as the Nintendo version, but it's still fun. I will grab that. So this game also has lovely, lovely little Triceratops stampedes, but in a much smaller scale. We only get one at a time. Sad. Alright. I have no idea what my health is. It is, okay, a little bit low, but not, like, very low. So I'm gonna do this. Whee! Lovely little tiny damage boost. Oh, it is definitely not easy to see out of. Alright. We're going to take a little bit of damage from these guys, because we need to die after we get the lovely hacker wannabe Dennis Nedry's card. We don't have a Dodson here. Sorry. Oh, that's a continue. I'm hearing the music. But we are gonna get. Alright. We are gonna have some please action. Because we're gonna go pick up Arnold's card. Alright. Try to not die in here. This is probably the most difficult spot in the speedrun to not die at, because there's just so many dinosaurs that are in the way and that do a lot of damage. This room in particular. Oh no, I just died. It's the top one. And you're blocking my view. Kitty. Alright, I've pet the Fuzz Fuzz. I'm sure she is not impressed. So unfortunately we have to do that long walk back because I did not survive the walk back through. But we did acquire what we needed from back there, which was the night vision goggle battery, because you know what? Let's use a different battery from each building for our night vision goggles. Because that makes sense, right? Right? So we got Ray Arnold's car finally. Now we can finally make our way to the visitor center. So we only need to make sure we have 2 shots of ammo that blow up a raptor in one go, because there's only 2 that actually affect us. One right there, and then one in a little bit. So the Triceratops is still going to come stampeding down, so we're going to hug here so we don't get run over. Hops for fun. And some raptor cries along the way. Okay, this is our second one. Shows up right in the corner. Finally, we have made our way to the visitor center. What do we need to do first? Figure out why John Hammond left his card on the rooftop. And then grab it. Because the rooftop is a perfect place to leave a card, right? Ah, you jerk nugget. So that's John Hammond's card. The only one that's out amongst the overworld. Now, strangely enough, Dr. Grant left his card somewhere else, but we don't need it. But, you know, why would you lose your card? Your own card? Oh, door, please. Alright, so this one is where Dr. Wu's card comes in, I believe. Either that or Nedry's. I don't remember exactly which one it is, because both are used here. But this is what the computer we need to go to so we can turn the power or the mainframe back on. And then while we're at this computer, we're going to go ahead and open up gate 1. Gate 3 is the one that is open to start with. So I want those rockets back, please. Thank you. So again, another low health scenario. We want to take a death here very shortly. Say hello, thank you. I'm just not going to bother with you. Probably going to end up accidentally grabbing the health box. Nope, managed to squeeze by it. So this computer gives us access to Security 1. And now we just take another ride back to the rooftop. You didn't say the magic word. Every once in a while, if you load up or go into a doorway that you have to do a death warp back to and then back into from the overworld, if you're very lucky and have the right placement, you can actually do what just happened, which is just go straight back in. Otherwise, you're usually a little bit offset and can't go clean the inn without looking at the screen. So we're going to tell Tim to say, look, we don't need your advice about the Gallimimus. We're just going to completely ignore them and go right above them all. Here and here. So now we're going to go collect some nerve gas, because, you know, that's perfectly logical to have on the island to get rid of eggs in a nest of raptors, like they planned it, right? But there's always some eggs hanging around. So we're going to go ahead and nab some of them. We have a lovely 10 eggs left. Okay, I do have to remember that I missed 2 eggs earlier. No big deal. Because we're going to be going back down that way anyways. So in here is where our lovely little nerve gas is. I don't need the damage from the raptor. I'm going to avoid the damage from you for now. So that's the only time we're going to see the nerve gas show up on the screen. Because when we get to use it, we aren't even going to get a message that it was even set. Because the flag for it exists a lot sooner, and we don't have to go all that distance. But first, an egg. And a trig. It's a nice little leap of faith there. So now that we've done all that, we're going to finally go back to the ship for the second visit. Because now we have access to all of the cards that we need, except for one, which is on the ship. But we have the security clearance to get to security clearance 2, which will give us the rest of the ship opened up. And we're going to try to clean up the ship without the lovely number guide of, hey, this many are left. Why? Because otherwise we'd be making a 4th trip if we did that. And this is a very long walk. But at least we got the best song in the game for this walk. I was a little worried that I was not going to make that. That is a very, very narrow window to squeeze between the rocks and not accidentally get corner bonked. So Normally, if I had not messed up the raptor respawn, I'd be saying, don't stop on the second floor. Well, we're still not going to stop on the second floor. But if we would have done the respawn and stopped on that second floor, we would have to go and find that dinosaur again and get rid of it. Because as long as it was the last one that we killed and respawned off of, we don't have to worry about it counting the ship as, or that floor as being clear, because it sets the flag with the death of it. But it's the return trip that is where the problem is. Because, we'd have to go back and eliminate it. Because it would see, oh no, there is a dinosaur still here. Try to go 2 rooms to the right and then 1 to the left. But I don't want rockets anymore. Alright, then there's only 1 over there, and then we got one of the hardest areas coming up to do precisely. That one's fine. Alright, that's it. Okay, there's our audio. Yep. Alright, 3 more left on this floor. Got 1 straight ahead now. And then 2 in here. 1 to our left, if I can hit him. And then 1 there. Alright. We don't want to stop on that floor. We want to stop on the bottom floor, because what that does this time is give us a lot of friends on this floor. A lot more friends on this floor. Alright, I am going to try to get that one while I can. If not, I don't care. I'm going to come back around the other way anyways. These are very hard to see. And this one has to go. The other one can stay. We're going to say hello and goodbye to it immediately on the other way around. Shoot before entry. We're going to grab that health just to make sure, and that extra pack of rockets. Alright, double check. Yes, we are clear there. It's important to make sure that we have killed all the dinosaurs on the ship before we leave. Hello, goodbye. That one is actually tied to one of the ones in that back room. So when we clear out that back room, it just disappears. Okay, so we want to grab the gas canisters and then go back and grab our snares. Alright, I'm gonna grab 1 more pack of rockets here. Oops, I got stuck by the door. Went in a little bit too far. Alright, now we gotta go up 1. And now is the final floor to clear. I'm just going to make sure that it's down instead of taking it for granted. So we want to make sure that all of them are gone so we don't have to come back to the ship an additional time. Okay, we got both, and we got Ellie Sattler's card. Those are the 2 important things for that little segment. So now we have a handful of dinosaurs still left in here. We do want to be on low health. Yes. No. Yes. I am trying to use up the rockets first. We have 2 left of the rockets. 1 and 2. And 2 dinosaurs left. 1 and now that we have the taser up, we're gonna shock that cloud and say, hey, why'd that dinosaur reappear on our face? Well, because we killed it and the cloud still counts as a dinosaur. And if you attack it with non-lethal damage, the game says, oh, you just attack a raptor. Oh, yeah. Splash! Again, there's no real penalties for deaths. You don't lose ammo like you would in the Nintendo version for Continue. So instead, we use them to save some time in running around. Alright, we got one here. So unfortunately, we cannot go back across the back route. You can't walk through there without taking that rock, and the other one blocks the way. Strange that I didn't shoot the rocket, but okay. So now, we go to confirm that the ship is clear, because we're going to go and close the visitor center. Now the message that we're going to get is hopefully, good Alan, the ship is now clear of dinosaurs. If we see the raptor can no longer enter the visitor center, we have to go back to the ship. Which, we don't want to see that. Game said no more music for that second. Alright, so we're gonna go this way, because Ellie Sattler's card gets us to the back bottom basement of the Raptor's pen, the fastest way through the visitor center. Door, please. Come on. Alright. That's no big deal. We're going to be picking up a forced health drop anyways. Right there. So you cannot access this elevator without Ellie Sattler's card. Well, we have it. So now we get to go straight to the Raptor pen, right where we need to close the box to keep the Raptors out of the visitor center, which is the most obscure objective in this game. Like, honestly, who thinks to go touch a box on a specific side? Thanks, game. But we saw a good Alan, which means we did get the ship fully cleared of dinosaurs, according to the game. We all know that there's still one alive on there, but it's going to help us go home and leave the ship faster on our final visit to it. Alright, so I'm going to touch this one here. There's some eggs up here. Well, an egg up here. Again, don't get touched by the rocks yet. 5 left. Squish! Oops. Oh. The Pachycephalosaur was a friend the past few runs I've done so far. And it would boost me right back over the thorns. Not this time, though. Sad. Those are the only dinosaurs that send you in the direction that they are going. versus the opposite direction that you are facing. I stopped on the wrong floor. Alright. So we left all these friends at the very beginning, because why? We need to take some damage. So we can leave this place a little bit faster. So this is the computer that we need to talk to for making the ship stay in the dock. That's all we need to talk to this thing for. And you can't do that unless the ship has been cleared of dinosaurs, unfortunately. So this one's gonna give us some face arts and send us back. Thank you. And our ever so important gate 2 that we opened up back when we were on the ship is right here. I'm not going to evade the star of the show today. I'm going to make my own appearance here. For a brief moment. So here is our raptor nest. Now we have to set the nerve gas in. This is definitely the hardest thing to ever remember in this run, is where to go in here, because it is very windy, very twisty, and lots of dinosaurs everywhere. Over, please, thank you. I don't need you in my face, please. You can come with me. Because all we need to do is make it past you, thank you, and look this way and see the little blue dots in the background. The nerve gas has been set. But there is still some eggs we have to get. One of which is in the route that I usually take now first, instead of seeing the fun Tyrannosaurus Rex stampeding past us, or at us rather. So we need to collect this egg and try not to die yet. Alright, there's the raptor. I had a feeling that guy was going to come back. So I'm going to touch this for a little bit of extra safety, because we're going to be doing one more river jump here. And hopefully I can find the alignment again. I'll try it. That looks too low, never mind. There. There we go. Kind of a small window to make that jump. But, oh my god, does it save a bunch of time. That one saves like 7 or 8 seconds of walking around. At least. I was trying to read chat for a second there, sorry. Since I do have a lot of damage on me, I am going to avoid the top route. As that does just make the trip a little bit easier, or the way back out of the ship a little bit easier. But I don't want to accidentally die before I hit the computer in the ship. Because that's where we got to go to summon the... or to get help from the mainland for the chopper to be able to arrive. Which is all the more reason why we leave that one dinosaur in the dark room on that very back floor alive, so we can just, you know, come back that much faster. Avoid the health pickup, please. Thank you. So now that we don't have any other dinosaurs to worry about, we're going to take the left route on this middle floor. Because this is a very much cleaner route back to the elevator, which is actually blocked by the keycard 2. There's security clearance 2. Of course, thanks, elevator. It said, no, you've got to turn around the other way. Hard turn there. Don't touch the bed in here. You could potentially soft lock yourself. I have done it. It is not a pleasant thing because the raptor just completely ignores you. Oops. Communications, please. Oh, my talking skills have failed. Oh, wait, what? Park control, we do not want to forget to open up gate 3 because that's our ticket out of here. Otherwise, we have to go find a different computer just to open up the gate. Yay, our friend sent us home. So there's 2 extra eggs I gotta remember I gotta grab. But they are on that same side of the gate. Oops. Don't go too far. There we go. There's a rocket dino for Dave. He knows what I'm talking about. I'm not going to worry about taking extra damage around the way. But I will come this way. Like I said, there's a couple of eggs I got to grab that I missed earlier. I don't know why I grabbed that. It's just reflex. There's one there and one up here. Right, that Dilophosaur loves to keep me away from my playing with rocks. Oh, I gotta get rocked sometime, right? So usually I do those 2 eggs when I get done with turning on the power. Because there's our helipad.
Grunt.
But there's one final egg hidden up here in this corner. Alright, I'm not going to deal with the Dilophosaur death here. Why? Because it's more fun to go splat. Alright, and here we are. Oops, I don't want to forget about the continue there. And there we go. That's the game. That is the Super Nintendo version of Jurassic Park. My knees are definitely feeling it from this standing, but hey, we're all here for fun, right? All right. This has been a pleasure to show this off. I do apologize, I forgot to slap my timer, but hey, thank you all for the GGs. I'm gonna deflate. Oh, there we go. I can see again. Oh, thanks for the shout out. But I'll be running Jurassic Parks for this month and next month, various ones. And I get into all kinds of different speedruns, from Nintendo, PC, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1. I do a lot of different stuff. And Nelson, Alex, thank you so much for having me. It has been an absolute pleasure. And I hope this marathon goes as wonderfully as it possibly can. Thank you again so much for having me. Cheers.